Two videos came out this weekend, and Nigerians need to watch those videos side by side. In the first video, a Nigerian school principal who was kidnapped from a school in Oyo State was on camera. She was still in captivity, yeah, but was begging President Tinubu and Governor Makinde to come and rescue them. In the second video, we saw a governor of Ebonyi State, Francis Nwifuru, standing in front of his own people inside the church. He was also begging and asking his people for forgiveness, to forgive lawmakers, to forgive failures of 3 years administration. And in the same breath, he was asking them for vote in 2027. Two people in Nigeria begging this weekend. One is a kidnapping victim, praying for the government to save her life. The other is a politician praying for votes after failing the people he was elected to serve. Nigeria, we need to talk about both of these videos. Welcome back to this channel. This is Adeoti Abayomi. I cover Nigerian politics, current affairs, straight and simple with honesty and every single day. Subscribe now, turn on the notification bell so you will be notified when I drop a new video. Today we have two powerful stories that connect in a way that says everything about where Nigeria is right now. Let's get into it. Section number 1, the principal's begging video. Let me start with the most important story, the one that should be on the front page of every newspaper in Nigeria today. It has now been over 2 weeks since gunmen rode into Orire local government in Oyo State and took children and teachers from 3 schools. A teacher named Michael Oyedokun was beheaded on camera, and the remaining victims have been in the forest ever since. I think we saw video of the children being flogged by the bandits. This weekend, a new video was released, and in it, the school principal was among those abducted. She was speaking directly to the camera and begging for the ransom to be paid.
We learned that yesterday some army was sent, and that has compounded our problems. It has added to our troubles. In fact, one of us has been picked that they are going to kill him because they use force. We are pleading with you not to force yourself into the bush, but please call them and dialogue with them so that the problem can be solved and we'll be able to go home alive. They have promised to kill all of us if any of the
you can see that a Nigerian woman, an educator, someone who dedicated her life to building this country's children, sitting in the forest somewhere in Oyo State, begging President Tinubu and the governor of the state to please come save them, to pay the ransom. And over 2 weeks, they are still there. Now, let me say something I said last week, and I'll keep saying until those people come out. Makinde has governed Oyo State 6 years. Oyo was not a kidnapping hotspot. Then, the moment he stepped into the national political conversation by declaring his presidential ambition, 3 schools were attacked in his state, and over 30 people were taken. I'm not accusing Makinde for being the cause of this, but I'm saying the timing is deeply suspicious, and whoever is behind this, whether it is the politicians or pure criminal activity, the government must answer one question: what is taking so long? They said these are not tactics. These are human beings begging on camera for their lives. And the government that collected taxes from our community, that asked for votes from our people, that promised security, is yet to bring this woman and the children home. That's the first begging video, and it should make every Nigerian angry. Honestly, we should all be angry right now. Anyway, section number 2, the governor's begging video. Now, let me show you the second video because I want you to notice the contrast. Governor Francis Nwifuru of Ebonyi State held a democracy Thanksgiving service at the government house chapel in Abakaliki this Sunday. The occasion was to mark 3 years of his administration. And in front of worshippers, government officials, political stakeholders, and religious leaders, the governor stood up and said this: please forgive us. Forgive us, the National Assembly members and the House of Assembly members. And then immediately after asking for forgiveness, he asked Ebonyi residents to renew their support for APC in 2027 general election. Now, I want to be fair here. On the surface, there is something almost admirable about a politician admitting publicly that his government made mistakes. Humility in politics is rare, and acknowledging shortcomings at the Thanksgiving service shows at least some self-awareness here. But guys, let me tell you what the same governor has been doing in Ebonyi State for the past 3 years. While he was accumulating mistakes to apologize for, he directed that all APC aspirants in Ebonyi State must first obtain personal clearance from him before they could even purchase expression of interest forms. Meaning he decided who was allowed to contest in the state, not the party, not the delegate, but him. He then announced that Ebonyi APC would adopt consensus candidates for all elective positions across the entire state, effectively cancelling primary elections and choosing candidates by himself behind closed doors. He also declared publicly that only aspirants with visible achievements would fly APC tickets, meaning he was the judge of who qualified and who did not. So this is the man who controlled who could run for office in the state, cancelled primary, imposed candidates, and is now standing in church asking his people to forgive him for his mistakes and then asking for votes again. Nigeria, the contracts that says everything. Now let me connect these two videos because I think together they tell the most honest story about Nigeria in 2026. In one video, a Nigerian citizen is begging the government to do one basic thing every government exists to do: protect human lives. And in the other video, a government official is begging Nigerian citizen to forgive him for 3 years of accumulated failure and then to vote for him again so he can accumulate more. Both videos involve begging, but the weight of those two different begging moments could not be more different. The principal in the forest did not fail anyone. She went to work, she taught children, she served Nigeria, she served her community, and she ended up in captivity because the government that was supposed to protect her life failed. Now, a governor in church that failed his people by his own admission, he acknowledged mistakes, he acknowledged shortcomings, he stood in a house of God and said, "Please forgive us." And then, before the echo of the prayer had faded, before the prayer could even get to heaven and return, he has already started asking for votes. This is the Nigerian political cycle in one weekend. The citizen begging for protection they were promised, politicians begging for forgiveness they did not earn, and then asking for another chance to repeat the same mistake, to repeat the same pattern. The real question now is, should Nigeria forgive? Now, let me ask you this question. This is the question that is at the heart of this video. I want you to think carefully before you drop your answer in the comment section. Should Nigerians actually forgive politicians? Now, before you answer, let me separate two things that normally Nigerians mix together. Forgiveness and accountability are not the same thing. You can forgive someone and still hold them accountable. You can forgive someone and still refuse to give them more power. The Christian and Islamic traditions that most Nigerians come from both teach forgiveness. Yeah? And as a personal matter, forgiving someone who wronged you is healthy and right. But voting someone back into office after they have failed you is not forgiveness. It is invitation for failure to repeat itself. Governor Nwifuru did not just admit personal failings. He admitted that his National Assembly members failed. His State Assembly members failed. He was asking for forgiveness for an entire political machine that he himself controlled because he decided who could run for those seats in the first place. Remember? So when he says, "Forgive me and give us your votes," what he is really saying is, the same people who failed you want another chance to be in charge of failing you again. And here is the pattern that has defined Nigeria's democracy since 1999. Every election cycle, politicians acknowledge their failure. They beg for forgiveness. Tinubu will soon beg for forgiveness. They will make new promises. And Nigerians, worn down by poverty, manipulated by money, divided by tribe and religion, give them another chance. And the cycle continues. That's why Nigeria never gets better. The only way to break that cycle is for Nigerian voters to make a decision, not based on emotions, not based on religion, and not based on ethnicity, but based on one simple question: what did you actually do with the power I gave you the last time? If the answer is nothing, or worse, if the answer is that you controlled who could run for office and then cancel primary elections, then your apology in church does not earn you another term. Yes, let me bring this whole thing together in a way of summary. A school principal is in the forest in Oyo State right now, and children begging for their lives, begging the government to remember that they exist, begging for the most basic thing that democracy is supposed to guarantee: safety. Now, a governor in church in Ebonyi State begging for forgiveness for 3 years of failure that he himself designed, because he was the one who decided who ran for office in the state. He decided who got cleared and who got the consensus ticket. These two videos are in Nigeria in one weekend, and the question every Nigerian needs to sit with today is this: how long are we going to continue accepting one kind of begging while the others is being ignored? How long are we going to keep granting forgiveness to the people who created the condition that produced the other kind of begging. The principal in that video did not ask to be in the forest. She did not ask to be a bargaining chip in a political game. She just went to school. Gone are those days when the rich men are kidnapped and their family has to pay ransom. Now in Nigeria, the poor people are kidnapped and they're asking the government for ransom. The government that doesn't give a damn about the citizen. Nigeria owes the citizen more. They owe this principal and those children more. They owe them more than Thanksgiving service. Nigeria owe them rescue and a government that actually works. I want 2 answers from you in the comment section today. Number 1, do you think Ebonyi State Governor deserves forgiveness and another term, or we should just give him forgiveness and leave that one term out of it? Number 2, what do you think the government should do most right now? What do you think the government must do for this principal and others still in captivity in Oyo State? Drop your answer in the comment section. Share this video today because these 2 stories deserve more attention than they are getting. We will keep covering both angles as the story develops until this principal comes out and the children are delivered home. Until Nigerians have honest conversation that they need to before 2027. I won't stop. So subscribe to this channel. Turn on the notification bell as new videos will drop daily. I will see you on the next one. God bless Nigeria and God bless every Nigerian who is still fighting for the betterment of this country. God bless you.